Moyes when his side lost out in Cardiff to Sam Allardyce's Bolton. Lovely run in here and Barry's in. 25 minutes on the clock and Thierno Barry on the score sheet again for Everton. He was set up really nicely by Mykolenko and he started the season in fine style. Everton have the lead.
That's a beautiful, well-worked goal from Everton. I mean, pretty straightforward. Thierno Barry, have a look at this for a pass. Dewsbury Hall, absolutely brilliant. Definitely onside. On that left-hand side, unselfish, just squares that to the big centre forward. This ball brilliant. Dewsbury Hall, vision, awareness, that is best. Mykolenko just making it so easy. Thierno Barry just to tuck that home and get Everton on their way. It has been coming, they have been certainly pushing the button, been patient, and they finally got their rewards.
You switch off for a moment and Everton can punish you, and that's exactly what happened there. Kim and Dewsbury Hall given the time. Barry, whose goal at the weekend was his 9th for the club in the Premier League, as his first in this competition. Valentin trying to get forward, but getting no joy. Just stay in. Needed dealing with. And Liam Leroy got across to deny Thierno Barry his compatriot.
Leroy did really well there, because I think a little bit of trickery there from Barry just to lift that over him. He's himself, maybe 1v1. There's Lee Nichols from that angle.
Tarkowski. Armstrong. Dewsbury Hall. Garner. Gets it back from Mykolenko. Finds Dewsbury Hall. Everton purring here. Dewsbury Hall seeking Barry. Leroy doing well. He's got 3 for company though. Finds Moran. Moran spreads it out to Thierry Small. He hasn't had a chance to run at Mykolenko yet. It's early for Erabi. And away by Tarkowski. Games available for you to watch across the Sky Sports Plus channels, and you'll see that Tottenham Hotspur have taken the lead over Charlton. Mikey Moore, who had the lion's share of their shots, such as they were at the weekend, has scored the goal tonight to give them the lead over Nathan Jones's side. Bergson playing on the shoulder, but dipping a little into an offside position.
Just want to have another look at the goal again. I think, yes, it was quality all round from Everton, but touched on Iliman Ndiaye. He was playing out wide. Look where he is. He's more inside, and that's where Still completely switch off. Mykolenko makes that really good run. Obviously, just not aware of that. That just shows that little bit of quality, that little bit of movement. Kevin Nouse, that's what resulted to the goal. Really good play.
Armstrong. Preston just need to find a way to stay in this tie. Only important 15 minutes for them before half-time, as they seek to do that. Easier said than done. Everton playing well. Dewsbury Hall. Barry back to Dewsbury Hall. Has lost his footing at the crucial moment. Dewsbury Full.
Well, I'd like to blame the pitch, but I know it's just recently been laid down, hasn't it? So there's a slight little smirk there, wasn't there, from Dewsbury Hall? Great play, though. I mean, 1-2s and movement, outstanding.
Yeah, you mentioned the pitch here, Lee. They had relayed it over the summer. It's a modern surface, something in the region of £1.5 million they spent on it because of the deterioration they had here over the winter last season. I don't want that to happen again. Wasn't quite ready for the start of the season, so they actually played their first round tie in this competition at Goodison Park.
Let's have another look at this. He just couldn't get quite control of that, could he? I mean, I think there is a little smirk as he goes down there. I'm going to blame the pitch there, Bill.
Should have spent £2 million on it. Rexon. Gibson. He's one of those with an Everton connection. He started his career in the Everton School of Science before moving on his footballing journey. Bukcevic. Preston throw right in the corner.
It was about the response, wasn't it, since Everton took the lead. Didn't see that. You can see that they are venturing a little bit further up the pitch. These are key moments now, aren't they? That's where it's all about the opportunity, the right moment to put delivery into the box, which Preston are known for.
Bukcevic couldn't keep that in play. So promise of any sort of attacking situation there for Preston. Ends up with frustrating wastefulness. There are 4 teams in the Championship without a point after the first 2 games of the season. Preston one of those, along with Stoke, with Lincoln and Norwich. Even if they don't get progression, they'll be looking for positives from the way the game goes tonight to take into a very congested league fixture ahead before the new look international window, which is 3 weeks long at the end of September into early October.
It's difficult, isn't it, for working, but on what he does. Obviously, the lead is so important for them. I think he'll be enjoying this evening. And this side have conducted themselves really well. Had that patient approach. They got the rewards.
It was always going to be interesting, wasn't it, to see the David Moyes selection tonight. He took an awful lot of clog last year for resting players and losing to Wolves. And just as this year and just as every year, there was an expectation they might be able to put a meaningful run together. Wolves hadn't won a league game when they went there in round 3. Everton had already won there last season. He made 7 changes and they went out with something of a whimper. Bristled a little, didn't he, when he was asked about that in the build-up to this one?
Yeah, definitely, and I think he knows the importance, and he highlighted that. I think sometimes you look at opportunities to maybe get players in the team, you give players opportunities to stake a claim, and sometimes it backfires on you, and that's the problem. I think when league sides, they do have that strength in depth. Doesn't always work though, does it, when you make that many changes, and that's the disappointment. Of that stature, where you feel that this is an opportunity, a silverware for David Moyes and Everton.
And the likes of Crystal Palace and Newcastle with their cup successes haven't done him any favours in that respect, have they? But as he said, show me a manager that doesn't want to win a cup and doesn't want to be successful. They're few and far between. Few have the opportunity to do so. Barry, Gibson hooks it out. Eventually the flag goes up on this near side. The assistant Jacob Graham. So 10 to play in this first half here. Ciano Barry goal separating the sides. Preston will see it as something of a result if they can get to half-time with the scoreline as it is at the moment. Dewsbury Hall. Here's Barry.
Obviously more from Barry. Great position to really go and take the defender on 1v1. It's a real tame effort as well. Some good approach play from the centre forward's point of view, particularly that confidence. Really take the centre half on and himself a real opportunity going and getting a second.
We talked about what Preston have up and coming and the considerations that Paul Heckingbottom has, but there's a trip to the seaside on the south coast for Everton at the weekend against Bournemouth. They showed Manchester City that there'll be no soft touch this season despite all the changes down there. You suspect, given this strong lineup, which will be pretty similar to the one he sends out there, the message was go out, be strong from the start, get it won early, and then we can send on the reserves.
I totally agree. I think that's definitely the purpose. You would have said Moyes is that game the weekend also. Yes, this is important, but you have to make 6-7 changes. Opportunity out there for players that have come in to stake a claim. Obviously, you do have to say that it's a big game the weekend, isn't it? I think they want to keep that momentum flowing after a good start in the Premier League.
Two former Preston managers sit alongside each other down on the Everton bench. David Moyes, of course, with 234 games in charge. You see his record here, taking them to the playoff final in 2001 before he was poached by Everton. This is Dibbling. By Valentine. Around trying to unlock the door. It's mischarged by Roll. Here's Bergson. Pickford in no man's land. It's Leroy. That's the first big chance of the night for Preston. But it's put over by the Frenchman, Leo Leroy.
Yeah, brilliant opportunity. You have to take advantage. It's a real bad mistake. Roll, he just completely gets it wrong, and that's where first attacks the turnovers. He gets on it, and what? Well, he's leaning back. Should do better. This is a big opportunity. Preston, he's got to be hitting the target minimum. Maybe a touch just to take the sting out of the pass. I think that was one thing. Probably he was saying his favour is that they come to him a little bit too quick.
And on his wrong foot as well. He's a right-footed midfield player, not noted for his goal scoring. Only got one the whole of last season for Basel. Even so, the night of few chances for the home side. That was the big one.
I mean, look at the ball that's played in. It's probably not a little bit, isn't it? But even still.
It's that pitch again, Lee.
2 million.
Armstrong, Dibbling. Back alongside David Moyes, which is where he started during David Moyes' first spell, but let's not forget he had a good 2-year spell here in charge, pretty respectable 40+% win rate here at Deepdale. Dewsbury Hall. Garner wasn't expected to feature at all for Everton in these opening games because of injury, but off the bench on Saturday, and here we are Wednesday night. He's starting for the Toffees.
Minutes under his belt. Hackney coming into Everton as well. I think he'll do really well. I know he's not available this evening, Hayden Hackney. Show what they have in that midfield area. Garner, a big fan as well. He can in a few different positions, can't he?
You feel Norgard will be a good fit as well after not playing a lot of football for Arsenal last season, the Danish international, the former Brentford midfielder. Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall. This is Andy Moran. He's trying to play to Thierry Small, but didn't quite work out.
Options, but I think Everton have pretty much controlled the game, and that explains why. I think key players, we just touched on Garner and Giai, Dewsbury Hall, the players that have really stood out, haven't they? Controlling the football. I must say though, just being 1-0 up, I'm sure that they would have liked an extra goal just to give them that comfortable edge. We've seen that there's a threat at times when Preston do get themselves into forward areas on that counter-attack and the turnovers.
It does feel like they've taken their foot off the gas a little bit since taking the lead on 25 minutes through Gianno Barry. Keane underneath it, and the pressure from Yusuf Erabi. Swedish under-21 international Erabi.
Hasn't been able to affect the game, has he? Really, Bill? I mean, it's hard. He's the focal point, but hasn't really had any service. Hasn't really anything to go at so far.
Preston fans have already seen him bag a couple of goals in the first round against Huddersfield. He scored, and also in defeat on day one against Bolton. Dibbling coming in from the right-hand side, but he was well tracked by Vucevic.
That's a great challenge as well. That's the danger, isn't it? I think them little areas where they're sort of picking the ball up in them central areas in particular, and then about forward runners.
Israel. Dibbling. Giai, who's come roaming. Dibbling. Dewsbury Hall. Mikalenko. They set up the Barry goal. Garner. Dibbling. Dibbling shots. Strikes the foot of the post and comes away.
Brilliant bit of movement again. Great strike. Dibbling, he just finds himself further across the pitch rather than being on this right-hand side. Hard to defend it is when you feel that it's on this right side. He's occupying most of the time. Drifts in. I think it was a good save, wasn't it, from Nichols at that near post?
Struck low and it was struck hard. It was as close as Everton have come since scoring to get another one. Into 1 minute of added time we go. Roll. That's an inviting ball. Jordan Story got back. Gibson. Moran. Bergsog's on the move. He looks for Erabi. Now Thierry Small. Former Evertonian is onto it to take on Mikalenko. Very neatly brought down by Moran. And Moran again. Jordan Thompson's cross touched back to Jordan Pickford.
That's better, wasn't it? Forward getting involved. This was a strike. Dribbling at that near post. Brilliant right hand there from Lee Nichols, keeping it. Score at 1-0.
Well, Everton set out their stall with the strong side that they picked, and they were good value for the lead when they took it. Tieno Barry, who scored on day one in the Premier League, has opened the scoring here for Everton. Laurent with the big moment for Preston, but he glazed over. David Moyes' only frustration will be that they weren't able to add to that one goal, although they came close late on through Tyler Dibling. Half-time then at Deepdale. Preston 0, Everton 1.
Compesa-Market, proud partner of the Carabao Cup. Neatly.
Here's your lineup of unmissable Premier League footy this bank holiday weekend.
This is special.
Live on Sky Sports.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Chief, we're executing the side mission. Over.
McDonald's side mission accepted.
Oh, it's a good day. Singing the song, and it's a good day. Moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How could
Today's
anything
a
go
good
wrong?
day.
Yes, it's a good day.
We've got the goods. The main mission can wait. Take a side mission to McDonald's.
So, when you see what's possible on Rightmove, you can believe it too. August bank holiday deals at Currys. Save £300 on the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 Copilot Plus PC, powered by a Snapdragon X2 Plus processor. Save up to £40 on these Beko Energy spin washing machines, like this 8-kilo model, just $249. Save up to £500 on these Bravia 7 Mark II True RGB TVs with a new era of colour and brightness. At Currys.
Some say John Jameson didn't just create an incredibly smooth whiskey, but the world's largest family. Now, they don't share DNA, but they do share the same warm spirit. A welcoming bunch who don't take themselves too seriously. And while they've never been to Ireland, they share our smooth Irish ways. Must be part of the family. Must be Jameson.
Michael's not feeling the best a man can get right now, and it's not being one-on-one with the keeper. It's his body. Shaved with his regular face razor, and now very irritated. Next time, Mike, use new Gillette Labs Body for our safest body shave, with a triple defense system and uniquely designed handle to help protect against nicks, cuts, and irritation. Oh, he's back in the game. Gillette Labs Safest Body Shave, our best your body can get.
Bel Canto. Beautiful song in Italian. It is also the name of our chiming watch, which resonated across the world. Now the growing Bel Canto family reminds us that sometimes hearing is believing. Bel Canto by Christopher Ward. Do your research.
Hey Sainsbury's, what's this your Nectar Prices business?
Simple, Jane. It's personalised discounts on products you love in the Nectar app every week. It's Sainsbury's personalised to you, Jane.
Can we just stick to the prices?
Oh, spoil sport. Save on your faves with your Nectar Prices. Sainsbury's. Good food for all of us.
In Japan, we believe that the best way to continuously improve is to reimagine what is already here. All new Mazda CX-5. Search Mazda.
Compesa Market, proud partner of the Carabao Cup.
Good game, eh?
Great start for Everton, who are currently leading Preston North End by 1-0, all thanks to a goal from Tierno. Barry, we actually highlighted it before the game, didn't we? How much of an impact that he could have. But what did you like about this goal, Jamie?
Well, from a midfielder's perspective, I loved the bit of play by Kian and Dewsbury Hall. Just beautiful, the way he floats that ball over the top. Mikalenko unselfish. But from Barry's point of view, from a striker, he's banging form, isn't he?
He really is. And but I really like the movement. You know, we were speaking about it before the game, the things that he's been working on in the summer. And this highlights it perfectly. The movement, what does he think? First touch from Mikalenko. Where am I going to cause the most damage? Right inside the 6-yard box. Look where he finishes the ball. Right on the 6-yard line. Great finish. Well, just outside the 6-yard line. But those are the areas that he's improved on, and he's been absolutely fantastic.
Great for Mikalenko as well.
Brilliant.
So unselfish. That is classy football, because he could have took it on his left foot, had a shot, but he realised the percentages were paid to my mate, finishes it with a plum. Really good piece of team play.
Is that a goal that David Moyes is going to look back on and be really pleased with it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the attitude's been good. You know, Barry's had a couple of chances. He's been a danger all game, hasn't he?
He has. This is one of the first chances he had. Under a lot of pressure from the centre half of Preston. Still managed to get a shot off, but this is where he needs to improve, this part here. The pass is a little bit behind him. Really good first touch. He rushes his shot, his chance, his opportunity. I was saying to Jamie just before, maybe he should have dragged it back and hit it with his left foot.
This is as close as Preston have come in the game. Have you been expecting more, Jamie, from them?
Yeah, but as I mentioned, Everton's attitude has been spot on. They've been really good. You know, this is a chance, just a mistake there from the defender, and it comes back to Leroy, and you're thinking, come on, bit of composure here. Just leans, doesn't get the strike away, and obviously that makes it more difficult. But no, they've been okay. They haven't been. They're in the game still, but you just feel that Everton have that class with Njai as well on that left-hand side, cause a lot of problems for them.
Yeah. Okay. So far so good then for Everton. All thanks to the goal from Tieno. Barry 2-2 for him now. All looking good for Everton. Preston hoping they can get something in the second half, which is coming up next.
Compesa Market, proud partner of the Carabao Cup.
Dacia Duster, available from only £21,845.
Double the value with your Tesco Club Card vouchers and save on theme park, zoos and family days out. Check the app to know what you're sitting on.
Some hedges are stratospheric.
That's why we made the Ryobi Telescopic Hedge Trimmer. With its telescopic aluminium pole, it can tackle hedges up to 4 meters high. With 6 cutting angles to trim, sweep and sculpt, it'll bring even the most astronomical hedge down to earth. Get the Ryobi Cordless Telescopic Pole Hedge Trimmer.
I could see. So it's half time here. So it's half time here. It's Everton. Half time here at Deep Dallas. Preston Everton 1. Barry gave Everton for the 25 minutes. So my thanks to Ian Dennis and to Paul Robinson for first commentary. I'm joined by Stephen Gerrard, Stephen Warnock, and Karen Carney here. 1-0 Everton. We'll just see if the other scores right now. So it's Bradford 0, Burnley 0, goals 0-0, Newcastle 2, West Brom 1, Spurs 2, Tottenham 0, and Preston 0, Everton 1. Let's go check in with Eddie Barber, Newcastle, West Brom. Eddie Barber. Yes, 55 minutes and a quick on here. 2-1, Newcastle have taken the lead here. Sorry, Keegan. West Brom have taken the lead here. They took the lead here, West Brom. After 19 minutes here, good goal there. So from a 1-goal cushion, and Newcastle equalised to make it 1-1. 38 minutes on clock goal, 1-1 there. And then Newcastle straight for the lead with 5 minutes into the second half. After 5 minutes into the second half, Newcastle winning 2-1 through Happy Band. So 2-1 at the break here. The only change they've made is one change. West Brom have made no changes yet. 2-1 here. Let's go check in in North London and go say good evening to Warpay. Well, good afternoon. Good evening to you, Warpay. Good evening. Spurs having a fantastic afternoon here. It's Spurs 2, Charlton Athletic now. Good goals. Solanke scored one of the goals in the 44th minute. In the 41st minute, it was moved. So, after break, it's Spurs 2, Charlton Athletic now. Spurs have made no subs as yet. We're trying to make 2 subs to be on Jones and McNafa. So Spurs 2, Charlton now. Let's go get the news now. Right, let's go get the news now with Lee Taylor. Thank you, good evening for our top story tonight. A flash flood, like something in the movie kills at least 150 people in Nepal. At least 33 among hundreds are missing after a deadly flash flood hits the border. At least 33 people from the UK are among hundreds missing after a flash flood hit Nepal border.
Then next Tuesday, transfer deadline day. All gets underway on Sky Sports News from 7 AM. The WSL returns and it all starts London City Lionesses against Manchester United Friday the 4th of September. You can also watch the Formula 1 Italian Grand Prix. The race is at 12:30. That's Sunday, September the 6th. The start of the season in the NFL gets underway Thursday, September the 10th. You can watch all of that on Sky Sports NFL. Then over on Sky Sports Golf, you can watch Day 1 of the Solheim Cup on Friday, 11th September the 11th. Lots more football happening across the country as well. In the second round of the Carabao Cup, Spurs currently leading 2-0 against Charlton. That goal from Mikey Moore getting the opening goal for Spurs. Then there was a second one as well. Dominic Solanke, his first goal since March. Over the game at St James's Park, Newcastle currently beating West Brom 2-1. Harvey Barnes putting Newcastle ahead.
Celebration, Solanke.
And remember, you can watch all of those games live on Sky Sports Plus right now. But when we come back, we'll have the second half next.
Want whiter teeth fast, but worried you'll damage your enamel? Now whiter can.
So you can say these 33 people are missing after a fast food hits in the pub border area. Figures. Two men arrested after a house fire in Middlesbrough as a child. Among two who died, police say can't rule out any links to wider organisation crime as an investigation is launched into the cause of the fire. Two men have been arrested on suspicion of murder after two people died in a house fire near Middlesbrough. And remember, Tim Curry star role actor outside of the age of 18. Tim Curry, star of the Rocky Horror Picture Shows, has died at the age of 80. Curry played Dr. Frank in the 1975 culture classic. Right, we're going to get back to second half commentary. Preston Everton in Dennis and Paul Robinson.
Preston will attack the Alan Kelly stand that houses the majority of their fans here. They'll look to put the ball in the back of the net at the Bill Shankly Cop end of the ground, where just under 6,000, I've been told, of their supporters are housed tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure David Moyes would have said, let's start this second half on a real frantic note. Well, they did start the game. I felt that once they got the goal, they dropped off the pace. It was almost like, yes, we've got control of the game, and yes, they have. As you said, I think that second goal is going to be so important for Everton if they are to get that. I think that just pretty much sees the tie off.
Well, we'll remind you here of the teams, but the headline team news was that Preston made 7 changes from their weekend defeat here to Wolves. Everton, just the 3 from their weekend win in the Premier League against Crystal Palace. Most of those enforced due to injury. Oh, it's broken here to Bergson. Bergson for Preston. And it took Tarkowski, the captain, to make the block.
Yeah, big block as well. That's why I said about that second goal being important. He gets it. This was an opportunity for Preston. He's looked the more likely, hasn't he, for Preston when he's cut inside. Took that strike on, it's good defending.
I thought about coming there, Pickford, but the defence in front of him did their job. Everton seeking to counter. Dribbling up. Here's Njai, real danger here. Barry, it's 3-on-2. If Everton get this right, they have a second goal. Kin and Dewsbury Hall denied at the last by Nichols.
Yeah, big counter-attack. I would really like to have seen when he plays this ball here, Barry, I'd like to have seen him run round him and give him an option to go inside or to slip him in with a better solution. I feel like it's just forced out wide for Dewsbury Hall. Good strike, but to say that you feel that Nichols should make.
Got done well to deny Dibbling in the final knockings of the first half, didn't he? And sure that Preston is still very much in this. Of course, they got the big guns, the 7 players rested from the weekend on the bench tonight. They feel the need to go for it. That's in by Garner. This isn't Njai. Garner again. Njai, space in which to work and shape. Route 1 for Bergson. Hasn't been kept overly busy, has he, Jordan Pickford, in his first Carabao Cup tie for 2 years?
There's not an awful lot to do. It's credit to Everton have set themselves up defensively, professionally. It's important.
Everton, an England's #1, usually given the night off for situations such as this. And Mark Travers was in goal for both of the League Cup outings last season. He's on the bench tonight. Here's Njai on the ball. Small. Tarkowski out. They waited to see if any advantage was forthcoming. It was not, so Preston will have the free kick after that challenge from James Garner. Good spell this from Preston. Started the second half with purpose. Bergsock. Judged to have fouled Harrison Armstrong.
He just lost his footing to me. That's what he was all saying. It wasn't a foul. They both had him in that little tussle. He loses his footing. It should be a corner.
Garner. Barry. Through the gears goes Barry. He's lent into. Risky at best from Paul Valentin. The kick is of the corner variety.
That's so much better. That's what you want to see from Barry's powerful. It's not a penalty. I think he's looking for it. Just gets his arm across. It's good defending, actually. There is a little tussle, but they've been very, very harsh. If that was given, it's the right call from Tony Harrington.
Second season at Everton for Giano Barry, the one where he's really looking to kick on. Well, it's still his goal midway through the first half. Has Everton in possession of that ticket to the third round draw, which takes place after we finished here. That's in by Garner. Good old swipe from Mikolenko.
Trusty left foot there from Mikolenko. Edge of the box, good first touch, and hits it so well, doesn't he? I think he's gone for sheer power. Sometimes they fly into the top corner. Is always rising.
Gibson. Armstrong to Garner. Dewsbury Hall. Jai. And by Jai Barry.
It's a great ball from Iliman Jai. Out of his feet here, whipped in a pace. Good little bit of movement as well. I must say from Barry. It is difficult to get every single execution right. It's just past the post. It's good movement from the big centre forward, trying to get the second goal at the near post.
We saw how effective the Ndiaye Barry combination could be at the weekend against Crystal Palace for the second goal. Something they'll be looking to utilise as the season goes on. Jai. Barry. Jai glides across the turf, doesn't he, with the ball at his feet. This is Barry. Giano Barry into Ndiaye, blocked by Paul Valentin. Loire. Is Paul Heckingbottom will see him trying to pirouette on the edge of his own penalty area, but it's worked out okay.
And that's what he does, doesn't he? He will sort of protect at times, but he's confident of receiving the ball. I'm sure that, as I said, Paul Heckingbottom will want a lot of that throughout the season. In the championship, where the teams press high.
We said at the start, Lee, there was a nice feel about this cup tie. For many reasons, and it remains so. 8 minutes plus into this second half.
Still on the edge, though, isn't it, Phil? I think if they could just offer that a little bit more. I don't know whether Heckingbottom might just turn to his bench, his reinforcements that he can turn to that might just give him that little bit of added quality out there. That's all they've lacked.
Vukcevic. Jai. 10 minutes into the second half, there's significant movement on the Preston bench, almost as if it was pre-planned by Paul Heckingbottom that this is when he would send on several of the big guns. Harry Clark, Alfie Devine, Ali McCann, the club captain, Callum Lang, all look like they're getting ready for an introduction before too long.
And I bet that was pretty much looked at and, as you said, they talked about throughout the squad, is it? As long as you're staying in the game.
They're giving it to Dewsbury Hall here, who'll get it back. Now Garner, he'll take it on and he'll cut it wide.
It's always going to be difficult. James Garner to execute and bend that round. And Thompson, who comes really tight to make sure he's not troubling his goalkeeper. Yeah, I think that Paul Heckingbottom will have certainly had this in his mind at half-time if they were certainly close and being still in the game, which they are at 1-0. Can we bring the reinforcements on that might just turn this game on its head and themselves back into this game?
Garner. Everton will seek to profit from this reshuffled side when the changes do come. Meantime, it's swept in by Armstrong. Touch off Jordan Story and into the gloves of Lee Nichols. Bergson turned into trouble in the form of Garner. Rowe. Intercepted well by Story. And now Small. Made one appearance for Everton. That was in the FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday in January 2021. Became their youngest ever player. Scored that.
We haven't seen an awful lot of him, have we? Seen that little clip in that first half where he did have a run. Fullback, he's got pace to burn. Really do feel that he's got a lot to offer as well.
I think the problem is he's having to be an auxiliary right back, isn't he, to keep a lid on Jai. Chances for him to get forward are few and far between.
Yeah, that's why high percentage was on that other side, wasn't it? With Sir Virgil getting a lot more of the ball and being a little bit more advanced. Obviously, as you said, the threat with Newman and Jai. You need to double off at times with him.
Dewsbury Hall. Jai, again they come down their left. looking for the opening, looking for the second. Dewsbury Hall! Back on Barry. And just before the hour mark, Everton do double their lead. There were moments of quality in the build-up. There were certainly moments of fortune in the finish, but the net result is conclusive. Preston 0, Everton 2.
Again, just that little bit of quality in the final third. Premier League anthem. Listen, I have to give credit to Barry because he certainly knows and feels that he's going to get something there because centre forwards can also be stood still. And Jai, great little ball, good strike here from Dewsbury, but he reacts, doesn't he? That's what you want from your centre forward. You want him to be alert. You want him to be aware for anything that bounces back, fortunate or not. I think that's a really good goal, and I put that down to just being alert to anything that pops out. If it does pop out, it does, and that's why it's so important you follow up from any sort of angle. And that lovely little dance reminds me of myself back in the day.
Well, this was in the planning long before the second, but here come the changes. Callum Lang, a summer signing from Portsmouth, is going to come on and replace Arabi at the top end of the pitch. Going to see Ali McCann come into the midfield as well. Alfie Devine and Harry Clark also set for an introduction. Given the timing of that second goal, the changes have the feel of bolting the stable door after the horse has bolted.
Yeah, it's a big goal, it really is. So how important it was to go and get that. I think that's when, and now we're starting to see a little bit of movement on the Everton bench. There will be changes. The legs rested, half done, you feel. Control, that does give them that little bit of relief.
Another goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Kevin Danso only just coming off the bench a couple of moments before and heading home his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur, and that surely gives them the cushion to take them through to round 3. 3-0 defeats on day 1 of the Premier League. 3-0 scoreline as they approach the end in North London against Charlton. And with the win secured, they're going to hand a debut, I gather, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to their new signing, £75 million. Lost a few letters, he's now Savio. On a hat-trick, of course. Doing well, robbing possession, unable to create. Everton defending in numbers, defending effectively as well.
Yeah, because he won that ball, Callum Lang. On the pitch, he's just waiting for reinforcements. He's waiting for that little bit of support to be offered to his services. So get that defensive in him, that is all on his own. He'll deal with it in the end, just because it's slowed down into Everton defensively.
Well, he'll be so keen to make an impression when Callum Lang. He arrived in January. This his first full season at the club, but injury ravaged his months last season. This is just his 9th appearance. Here come Everton changes. Brennan Johnson, well, the night would be complete if they could get him scoring again early on in his Everton career. Nathan Patterson, the Scottish international, for Tyler Dibling. Newcastle thought they'd done enough with that Harvey Barnes goal against their club. He spent a spell on loan, but Isaac Price has a second for Albion. 2-2 there. Still goalless at Valley Parade between Bradford and Burnley in the closing stages of both those games. Penalty kicks straight at the full-time whistle of scores a level. We'll keep you across that. Everton firmly in control here. Preston trying to change that. Acrobatic overhead. Callum Lang doing so well, but Pickford was there and Pickford was its equal.
Well, he's made an immediate impact, hasn't he, Callum Lang? This is brilliant. It really is. Equally matched by a superb save from Jordan Pickford. Love that. Taking the initiative to take the strike at goal. Decided might have just caused him more problems, but Pickford has to make a big save there. Excellent overhead kick there from Callum Lang.
He's hardly had anything to do, bar a bit of housekeeping. Everton's number one, but he was right on point there, just as he was in the first half against Palace at the weekend. Since the introduction of Patterson has been freed to a more customary role, I think we would say, further up the pitch.
Yeah, so he's just gone into a more advanced midfield position. Better. Obviously been occupying that right back role. That's where Patterson comes on.
Thierry Barry with both the goals. His first Everton double since he blew the title race wide open and indeed sent it towards North London with the double in the 3-3 draw towards the end of last season. Ndiaye, brilliant running in behind. It's Ndiaye. Got back at him so well. Paul Valentin did not give it up.
Yeah, it's an excellent tackle, but this should be 3-0 and game over. Brilliant play. Little bits of movements. Might have been tight. Kalenko, excellent passing. Just delayed and delayed, didn't it? I think that's where he's either got to take that opportunity on there. Just tease the defender to go and make that challenge, and it's a really good defensive challenge.
Reminder that most of tonight's other ties, this round 2 stage kicking off at 7:45, so very much into the closing stages there. Newcastle United have edged in front again. Harvey Barnes with his second of the night. They hold on this time. Remember, the draw follows the climax here at Deepdale. I think it's fair to say Lee Everton have been on top here.
I think you're right, Bill.
They've edged it.
Just a bit, yeah. I mean, the shots there. It's absolutely a huge amount, isn't it? Could have easily been a hell of a lot more. Preston have defended well, there's no doubt of that. And they have been comfortable, Everton.
Patterson, Barry. Over by Keane at Dewsbury Hall.
Another really good opportunity for Everton. Just holding that ball up as it's swept deep. Barry at the back post just recycles it. Very erratic there from Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall, more measured this time. Gi going to take on all comers, and here's Clark. Harry Clark brought in from Ipswich Town to bolster the ranks here. Here's Cole Valentine, a recruit at the start of last season. By Ali McCann, the club captain. Ben Whiteman, who was lured away by Wrexham. Too much on the cross, it's comfortable for Pickford. Dewsbury Hall. It's a lovely way ball and Barry! His first Everton hat-trick. And with 20 minutes to play, Everton cruising into round 3. There were slips in the early rounds last season. Not this time round. David Moyes went with a first-string side, and he's got a first-class performance from his man up top, Tiano Barry.
Yeah, it's a great hat-trick, but this is the best of the evening. This is where Jordan Pickford claims the ball here. And have a look at this. It's brilliant awareness. Yes, Preston not expecting it. Straight into Dewsbury Hall. That's the one first beautiful pass. Then the execution out wide to Brennan Johnson from Dewsbury Hall. Oh, it's beautiful. Everything about this move is fantastic. Really pleased for Brennan Johnson, who's come on and got himself an assist for Everton. And then it's simple, isn't it? Straightforward. You take the match ball home. Big man. What a great hat-trick. And a great start to the season for Tiano Barry.
And a great end to the summer holidays for that young fella.
I'll tell you what, will give him so much confidence. He really will. And credit to his teammates. The first goal, Lincoln did brilliant for him. Obviously, I think he's just his forward bit of movement that got him his second.
Now he's looking for Brennan Johnson! A player without a goal in 33 games, stretching back 10 months, has his first for Everton. Moments after setting one up, he's in himself. And Everton making hay now.
Another player I'm really thrilled for. I think we need to keep tabs on Brennan Johnson this year. I feel that this is a brilliant move for him coming to Everton. And I tell you what, he could have been really unselfish. And it's a brilliant finish. He could have easily just squared that foot and dry. And it's all about Barry again. He does well just to slip him in here. And then I love the fact he's positive, he's confident, and he just pings that into the far corner. Brennan Johnson talking about confidence. That will do him the world of good. It's a brilliant finish, a brilliant performance all round from Everton. And I'm pleased for him. No end.
Premier League class is rising just past the midway point of this second half. David Moyes' Everton irresistible in his first competitive return to his former club where he managed over 200 games. 1 minute and 50 seconds between Barry's goal number 3 and Brennan's goal number 1.
They're enjoying themselves, aren't they? And so they should. So I think they've earned them right this evening. We've seen the match stats of how they've dominated the ball and played with a purpose. 2 shots, plenty of creativity and flair. Even the change in personnel in this second half. I'm sure that David Moyes will be over the moon with the introduction. Brennan Johnson.
Pickford, nothing for the assist to feed Brennan Johnson. Well, this is what happens when you pick a strong side and it goes right. Of course, there are all the pitfalls. You can get injuries to players. It can come back and bite you on occasion. But Everton have got their reward. David Moyes has got his reward here. And everyone bar Preston will be leaving here happy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a great choice from David Moyes. He's got enough experience as a manager to know pitfalls. I think this evening, the team he's picked was brilliant. Yes, it was strong. And the fact that, yes, you have fringe players that are in and around the squad. Yes, sometimes you do look to that, but when you have that comfortable edge, which they have had, you can make them changes.
Jai, just offside. More reinforcements for Everton. Tyrek George is going to come along, and that is Adam Ansu. You can see there in the picture, lesser spotted Moroccan. He's a left back, so you would suspect a rest for Mikalenko, but we shall see when the substitutions are confirmed momentarily. Dewsbury Hall, it was very important that that challenge was won. With Jordan Thompson. Clark. Thompson. And Clark again. Jai. Valentine. It's his job to try and stop Barry, who plays it in the direction of Dewsbury Hall. The can was there. Thompson. Well, Everton have 3 substitutes ready to come on. They've identified already who's coming off. But Chelo Barry's been looking across to the bench and has been moving too comfortably, so I wonder if there'll be a rethink here. David Moyes in conversation with Alan Irvine. So he might just hold off these changes.
Yeah, he just sort of tightened up, didn't he? As if maybe it was a calf. He's a bit cramped. I think it's one of them, I do. You know, he's had a fabulous evening, hasn't he? Hat-trick, he wants all the plaudits off the fans behind the goal.
Preston's corner. Divine. Vukcevic. This is McCann.
I think looking at it now from just the point of view, always going to be a tough evening, wasn't it? But, I mean, you do have to be careful that this doesn't end up being 5, 6 and more. That could be damaging the start of the season they've had.
Everton don't look in the mood to let up just at the moment, do they? Sit on their 4-goal lead. Mikalenko. Brennan Johnson. The deflection means that McCann can head clear. Tarkowski is there first. Now Patterson. Clark digs it out. Rowe. We understand that the substitutes are as they were planned to be, so Chairman Barry will stay out there. 2 changes already made, and the remaining 3 will be made. Off go Giai, Dewsbury Hall and Mikalenko. Tyrick George, who was one of the starters at the weekend. Thomas Alcaraz, who seen fleetingly over the last few months for Everton. Start of the end of last season and the start of this. And then Adam Ansu, 20-year-old, brought in from Bayern Munich. Second season at the club, Ansu. Tyrick George comes on. There's a little bit of confusion there. Mikalenko's across there. Well, those are the 2 who are due to swap places, but Gianno Barry's clearly got the message across that he's unable to see the job through. So the Evertonians away to our left-hand side in the Kop stand here at Deepdale rise to their feet to salute the hat-trick hero tonight, Gianno Barry. So Adam Ansu has still come on, but Mikalenko will not come off in his place. It'll be Gianno Barry instead. So Tyrick George, who is often a wide midfielder but can play through the middle, has done so for Chelsea in a previous incarnation. Looks like he will fill that role, vacated by Barry. Brennan Johnson up there as well. Full-time whistle at Valley Parade. Bradford against Burnley going to penalties. Go to Sky Sports Plus if you'd like to see the drama unfold there. I think I'm sticking my neck out too much to say I don't think we're going to have penalties here. Tyrick George. Spurs home and hose. They've hit 5 against Charlton. 5-1 the scoreline there. Newcastle, courtesy of the brace from Harvey Barnes. Look like they are also secure in the 3rd round draw, which Everton will be involved in as well. Ties to be played over 2 weeks at the start of next month because of the European calendar and working around that. George. Oh dear, McCann has picked up a knock here. He's in all sorts of bother, so Preston's defence, but George curls it wide.
He's a talent, isn't he? Tell you what, great feet, just dancing feet. Great to watch, slows it down, knows he's got that acceleration, and that was a worry there, you see. A little pull up there from McCann. That looks like it could be the end of his night, and another problem for Mr. North End.
Well, this is the last thing they wanted. The captain down, getting treatment, but we can reflect on a virtuoso performance from Gianno Barry.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, he's got to enjoy these moments, hasn't he? And he certainly did this evening. I felt second half he was so much better. Credit to his bit of movement, his reaction, loving the dancing moves as well. And then capped off with his hat-trick. And he keeps the ball, he takes it home, and he gets my player of the match. Is that a surprise for you, Bill?
That's no surprise. Surprise you've named it so early.
Well, he does deserve it. I mean, listen, and he's got himself a little assist, hasn't he? effort for Johnson. That's why 3 goals is rewarded with my player of the match.
Yeah, the matter of no doubt. This is George Grieber, who is on in unfortunate circumstances.